So the Halo 5 Guardians beta starts in a little under 2 months. Rob and I got to play it. Ain't that right, Rob?
That is correct.
Yeah, so we played about 2 hours of competitive multiplayer. That's going to be the focus of the beta, this kind of like arena esports style. They like to drop those words in during the demo. Team Slayer, and then a new mode, Breakout. But before we get into that and the 3 maps that we played on, we should really talk about the most prevalent thing, the most like fundamental change to Halo 5 Guardians, to the Halo multiplayer experience in Guardians, and that's mobility.
Yes, and when they showcased this, it was impossible to not think about Call of Duty and the dashing and all these elements of like the exosuit.
Yeah, so you can do a dash with the press of a button to the side, to the back, to the front. It's not really a double jump per se, but in the place of double jump, they have clamber. Like you can jump and like climb up onto a ledge, as opposed to all your like previously impotent Halo stuff where you're like, yay, oh, or like you try to do that jump where you like jump, duck, and then get up and then stand up.
Right.
You can now like climb your way up there.
Right. The mobility is kind of like a horizon down type of thing. Like, yeah, you can't necessarily get as high as you'd like compared to Call of Duty. Everything is kind of like directionally down. So yeah, they have a kind of a similar thing, which is like the they call it the ground pound.
Yeah.
Which is similar to Call of Duty. It's a you're in midair and you can pound down on someone and eliminate his face.
Yeah, but it's not like butt stomps that you've seen in other games, which are pretty instant. It's like though in Borderlands the pre-sequel, in any game where you sort of are stomping downwards. I feel like once you're up above the person, boom, you're stomping down. In Guardians, you have to target it. You have to like hold it down and charge it up, so you're hovering in air. This reticle appears on the ground, and once it's good, you kind of like rocket down.
Yeah, and it was cool to kind of, first attempt just completely failed.
Did you ever pull it off successfully?
Eventually I did, and it's pretty rewarding because it's not easy. You are a floating target. You were literally hovering there for, I'd say, solid like 2-3 seconds.
There's like a little bit of splash damage, like you might duck their shields if you miss.
Right.
But like you're saying, people are always moving because you can sprint like unlimitedly.
Yeah.
Anyone can sprint at any time, all the time. The drawback there is that while you're sprinting, your shields don't regenerate, so there's kind of like when you're in a firefight, you just sprint away, it's fine. But if you're sprinting away, you're not getting those shields back. So it sort of introduces this balance, which I think is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I felt myself, that was one of the sort of things that, they introduced this whole suite of movement abilities for us, and we had like a short amount of time to play with it. That was one of the things that immediately hit, was like, I want to sprint, I want to get away, but now I need to like take a second, recharge my shields. Like that was like immediately communicable to me within the language of sort of Halo multiplayer in my experience. But with sprinting, you also have to charge, where if you sprint, you'll, like once you get up to full speed, which takes like 4 or 5 steps or so, you get this reticle that comes up, and you, basically if you melee while doing that, you go boom, and if you nail someone from the side or the front, their shields are gone, but if you nail them from behind, dead. So we played Team Deathmatch.
Yeah.
We played on a couple different maps. One of them was called Truth. It was basically midship, a spiritual successor to midship. It had the Prophet of Truth, like talking in his little holograms a few places around the map. So that was a big circular one. We played on another one called Empire. Which is new, and it's broken up. It's a small map, but it's a lot more broken up with different platforms, and there was some intense sniper battles.
Yeah.
Sniper and heavy weapons, by the way, are now like announced.
Everyone knows now that it count down every 10 seconds.
Like
so
sniper
like
coming in 20 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds to heavy weapons.
Yeah, everyone is rushing this point, and it's also indicated where the hell it is.
The other mode we played in addition to Team Slayer was Breakout. This is a new one for Halo, but not new for competitive shooters. It's basically everyone gets 1 life in a given round, and once you're down, you don't respawn, and whoever has the last man standing, that team wins the round. First to 5 round wins. And we played it on this weird forgeable map that was all like Tronified. It was like a mix between Tron and like a professional paintball field.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really competitive.
It was intense.
It was intense, and of course, this is something where you really want to be talking to other people, like hands down. If you wanted to like take over this type of game mode, you need to be communicating with everyone else. And
especially because once you die, you get a third-person view of any of your teammates, so you can be the scout. Like you can see the peripheral vision that they can't because they're in first person, and you can chat with them about it. So yeah, communication while maybe we didn't do such a super job of it during the actual event, is going to be super important for Breakout. So yeah, Halo 5 Guardians beta coming soon. Looks kind of interesting.
It looks interesting.
Definitely sort of in that modern trend of mobility changes that we've seen, you know, with Titanfall and Call of Duty this year, notably.
Yeah.
Kind of excited for it.
Kind of excited for it.
Yeah.
First reaction was, you know, oh god, they fell for it as well. But you know, when it came down to it,
they went for it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it was fun, and I could see it being successful.